Jamar Morris. Jamar was just recently placed by Chris at Workbridge, New York. Congratulations, Jamar.
Thank you.
It's exciting. I'm excited for you. So, Jamar, what were your preconceived notions about recruiters before working with Workbridge?
Recruiters are interesting. Sometimes when you work with recruiters, they don't want to work with you. You know, they want to place you in a position. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to give you information. They're not really at your disposal. Mm-hmm. And Workbridge is 180 degrees different. I'm from Michigan, so being from Michigan, I've never really used recruiting services before, but I had to learn quickly. But Workbridge made it very, very easy and very much preferable to work through a recruiter because they really advocate you in the position. They try to get you everything that you ask for. They try to place you in positions that, you know, are very, very
up to par to your level.
Yes,
yeah,
you know, they're relatable to what you do and what you've done, the experience and the education that you have. They really do take a look at it, and they really do try to place you in a position that's accommodating.
Great. So your new position that you've been recently placed, are you happy with it?
I haven't started yet.
Okay.
So I'm very happy with the position. I come from an educational background. I have 11 years systems administration with a school in Detroit. But here I worked. I was placed in a position that is also in education, which you know, should
so they
be,
matched it up perfectly.
They did. They really
wow.
did. And it's a commuter school as well. So I come from a commuter environment, a slightly larger student base, but a student focused environment. And that's their main thing is we are student focused. So I'm like, I understand that completely.
Wow.
And it was a pretty good match.
Awesome. So was there anything you learned from Workbridge here that you felt really helped you land this job?
Remain calm.
Remain calm.
Remain calm. In my job search, you know, it can be trying in an economy that where employers can be very picky with who they choose to hire because there's so many people in the running. So, you know, you get a little bit discouraged. And, you know, my recruiter, Chris, he would call me and he would just motivate me to say, you know, we're still working on it. We're going to get you placed. Don't worry about it. And he came through.
Great. So he was always pushing and motivating you.
Right, and just giving me, you know,
feedback?
small tips and absolute feedback. Yeah, he would, you know, every time I had a couple of interviews with the position for which I was placed, and, you know, every time you say, well, call me and make sure you let me know how everything went so that I can get a good idea of, you know, what to go to bat for when I call them back to talk about you. You know, he said, because this is all about you. I'm working for you, and I'm like, I can appreciate that.
So you found that being open with them also helped you as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's really interesting because Chris will call me during the day, and you know I'm on my job search. He'll call me, but he'll call me with no news. But even no news sometimes is good news because you want to be aware. So every step of the way, he kept me informed. He would tell me, well, I talked to this person, I talked to that person, and they haven't made a decision yet, but they're going to let me know when they make a decision. And as soon as they let me know something, then I'm going to call you. And he has done that every step of the way, and I can really, really appreciate that.
Well, great. So was there one thing that surprised you? What was one thing that surprised you about your relationship with Chris or other recruiters here at Workbridge?
Actually, that's a really good question because I worked with several recruiters at Workbridge. They don't section you off to the side and keep you all to themselves. If they have a position that comes in for Blake or Greg and they have a position that comes in through that person, then that person will give you a call. And they will say, I have this position for you. I know you've been working with Chris, but I'm Blake. They introduce themselves. They let you know what the position is. They want to know if you're interested in it. And if you are, then they set it up. And they work together. And that works well with me because at a particular time, I was working with Greg, Chris, and Blake on 3 different positions, you know, that they were trying to get me for, and whichever one came through, or whichever one, you know, I was, you know, looking for or felt a preference over, was the one that they wanted me to go with. They didn't want me to don't go with that over there, go with this, but it was more of a cohesiveness that they really like I interviewed with another company, and unfortunately I was overqualified for it. But it was an interesting company, and it actually came through Blake, not Chris. And you know, it wasn't the position for me, but I was surprised that they worked like that.
So you enjoy like the team environment.
If I'm working with a recruiter or recruiting company, I would much rather appreciate everybody working for me as opposed to that just one recruiter, because it opens up opportunities all the way around, and that's how they work.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I like Workbridge. You know, I'm so sad that if I ever needed to get a job or something else, I would have to come back. You know, but I think that the position that I got is a position that's is very along the lines of what I do, and I'm sure that I'll enjoy it. And so I definitely would recommend Workbridge for anybody looking for a technical background, a technical position, and has a technical background, whether it's the education, the experience, or a little bit of both, which I have, entry level or seasoned administrators, engineers, developers, everything. They really do work with it.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.